President and Homeland Security Secretary said today they had 100% confidence in you, but there are some members of Congress calling on you to resign.
I appreciate the Secretary's comments, and we're going to continue to be transparent and communicate with people.
You plan to stay on? Absolutely.
I do plan to stay on.
There are growing calls for Kimberly Cheatle, Director of the Secret Service, to step down. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification, multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And you like channel, like content, what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything's appreciated. My PSA, and this is pretty much for everyone. If you see that your comments are being deleted, I'm going to tell you flat out now that I am not doing it. My comments are being deleted. I can't post comments pretty much anywhere on YouTube right now, which tells me there's something underhanded going on. What it is, I don't know. Because I put very simple, plain, I don't cuss, but it's being blocked. So if your comments are being deleted, I'm not doing it. Let's talk about this. And then, remember when I first started this little series, I said I'm going to do 3 videos. Well, now I have to do 4 because Kimberly Cheatle, Director of the Secret Service, did an interview exclusive with ABC News. And some of the things that she said in that interview raised eyebrows. I'm going to play clips for you, and we're going to come back and we'll have a discussion.
United States Secret Service Kimberly Cheatle speaks exclusively with ABC News, taking responsibility for that stunning breakdown in security.
This is an event that should have never happened.
Who is most responsible for this happening?
What I would say is that the Secret Service is responsible for the protection of the former president.
So the buck stops with you?
The buck stops with me. I am the Director of the Secret Service. It was unacceptable, and it's something that shouldn't happen again.
Minutes after Trump took the stage Saturday in front of thousands of people, gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks wounding the former president and 3 others before a Secret Service counter sniper took him out.
I'm being told that the shooter was actually identified as a potential person of suspicion. Units started responding to seek that individual out.
Now, she immediately says the buck stops with me. Well, here's the thing. There's a growing calls for her to be basically fired from her job or to resign. And she's basically saying, I'm not resigning anything. And apparently she's not waiting for the special independent investigation to happen either. Even though she will be called before the House to answer some questions. But you know how those goes. If you ever seen one of those things, it's just basically a manicured Q&A session where the person who's being asked the questions never answers the actual question, ever. So we know how that's going to go. But listen to this here.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, you know, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, you know, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
She says that they didn't want to put these Secret Service agents on that roof because it would be dangerous. Yet, remember this image? Is that or is that not a sloped roof that these snipers are standing on? That makes no sense whatsoever. If you remember, did the video yesterday, the former Canadian sniper. Remember what he said?
I have no doubts in my mind that the shooter had help from somewhere within an agency, an organization, or the government. The second I saw that aerial photo of what they were saying happened, it immediately made no sense to me. You cannot, in broad daylight, get onto a rooftop within, it looked like maybe a couple hundred yards, if that. You can't get into that position with a gun when there's a president speaking.
They secured the building on the inside, but didn't have a perimeter around it. If you remember the layout of that, the grounds where they gave the speech, there weren't that many buildings there. It didn't make sense that they didn't cover all the buildings, but they secured that building from the inside, but really didn't have anyone outside to make sure nobody would do what he did. And if you remember, he actually bought a ladder from Home Depot the same day, and that's how he got up onto the roof. Also, you have to remember that police, minutes before the actual shooting, were actively looking for somebody.
This was a failure.
Ron Williams should know. The head of a security and risk management firm was 22 years Secret Service on more than 1,000 presidential dignitary and foreign heads of state security details. When the former president took the stage, counter snipers or CS agents were perched high on a building behind him facing the crowd. We now know local SWAT teams were inside the building Crooks used in his attack, looking out of the windows towards the rally. One of those tactical officers spotted Crooks. Pictures were taken of him. Crooks reportedly took out a rangefinder, and those officers radioed the command post.
The command post agents are on Secret Service frequencies, and your local law enforcement are another police frequency, but they should be in total communication with each other.
When Crooks disappeared behind the building, the SWAT officers inside radioed the command post a second time. People were telling officers on the ground a man was on top of that building. This was at least 2 minutes before his first shot, and an officer tried to climb up on the roof. Williams thinks that might have caused Crooks to take his shot.
He rushed his shot. That's when CS took him out.
And Williams strongly believes the police officer who tried to climb up on the building but dropped down when Crooks pointed the assault rifle his way may have saved Mr. Trump from more serious injury.
Had he not been confronted, he probably would have taken his time, and then we would have had a real,
What they haven't really told you, and what we're just beginning to learn now, is that Secret Service was checking this guy out when he first got there, because they said he looked shifty and nervous.
A source has told NBC News that local police had warned the Secret Service about a suspicious person at the Saturday Trump rally before the gunman opened fire. 4 officials telling NBC News that rallygoers first spotted that suspicious person pacing and behaving strangely. Near metal detectors, they flagged local police officers.
Now, like I said, this thing is going to create more questions than actual given answers. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to play the last piece of clip here. As I said, there are growing calls for her to step down, and this is her answer.
In Washington, lawmakers demanding answers, calling on the Secret Service director to appear before Congress.
We will be transparent both internally with my own folks and externally with members of Congress and with the American public. That's what the public deserves.
The President and Homeland Security Secretary said today they had 100% confidence in you, but there are some members of Congress calling on you to resign.
I appreciate the Secretary's comments, and we're going to continue to be transparent and communicate with people.
You plan to stay on? Absolutely.
I do plan to stay on.
And there it is. Why? There's going to be no accountability for her. Let's be honest. Well, what are they going to do? There's no accountability for her. It happened. She's saying, yeah, the buck stops here, but there's going to be no real punishment. And she knows it. That's why she's not stepping down. She's basically like, screw you guys. I'm not going nowhere. Okay? And it's once again, as more and more information is being presented to us, this thing gets more and more damning. Now, this part 3 here, but I still want to talk about the political fallout from this, because once again, I'm going to play you a clip of leftists, or a leftist, who basically is upset that Trump was not killed.
I just found out about this. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew, and he missed! We were a second away! We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed! There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it! We were a centimeter away!
as I said in all the other ones, this is who they are. This is who they are. The party of tolerance is the most intolerant. The party of the democracy is the most undemocratic. The party of peace is the most violent. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.